Okay. What would you like to talk about with managing stress, Richard?
Well, I did ask someone to call in. I don't know if she did or to contact us to share her experience. Every week I get people that have gone through the mill and battered upside the head with you're delusional. You have some kind of parasitic delusions. So I don't know if she called in, but let me get started. And if anybody would like to share the stress that they've gone through, well, that's what this is all about. And Dr. John in the earlier segment about earthing talked about stress, and stress is cumulative, stress is additive, and we have our normal homeostatic levels of stress. Well, we hope it's homeostatic level, but the thing is, as we go through life and we adjust to more demands at home, more demands at work, more demands because of COVID and all these things, the cumulative aspects begin going up. It elevates. We're not sleeping well. We talked about sleep being regenerative. And when you bring on Morgellons, you don't sleep, or Columbella, you just don't get a night's sleep. You just don't get that recharged effect. And so you go to bed fatigued and you wake up fatigued, and our levels of stress go up and up and up. And you shared some time ago that for you, like a thing of a broken refrigerator flipped you out. It's like the straw that breaks the camel's back. And this is not uncommon. And in the previous segment, we also, Dr. John talked about cortisol levels. So when we get stressed out, now we have several things contributing to this. Number one is whenever you feel emotional stress, that whether it be frustration, aggravation, anger, depression, those are the strong emotions. And I don't think there's anybody on this call that has not gone through those. Now, let's add another stressor, uncertainty. Don't you like to know what's going to happen tomorrow? Don't you like to know what's going to happen next week? What the outcome is going to be? Well, guess what? When you come to me and when you come to Robin and I and you're dealing with Morgellons, you don't know anything. You don't know if you want to stay alive. You don't know if you want to live. That's where I was, because life has no quality to it. It's constantly interrupted with biting, itching. That's relentless. It doesn't let up. And when you go to the doctors and they look at you, and even though you've got scabs and you've got sores and lesions that are non-healing, and they tell you that you're doing it to yourself and that you have delusions of parasitosis, that is enough to put any human being over the edge. And when this happens and this stress is accumulative, well, you don't have to be attacked by a rabid dog or a pit bull for your fight or flight to kick in. Your fight or flight kicks in anytime your ego is threatened. Your sense of being is threatened. And that's what these organisms do. And when this happens, there's adrenaline, noradrenaline, and cortisol, which we briefly discussed in the previous section of this meeting. Cortisol dumps blood sugar into your blood. And what is not on the diet?
What is not on the diet?
Yeah. Sugar.
Sugar.
Sugar. It feeds those suckers.
Or things that turn into sugar.
Yes, and it feeds these things, right? Like, for instance, fruits are not on the diet because it turns into sugar. Most grains are not on the diet, particularly like the refined grains like wheat and oats. They turn into sugar. So anything that turns into sugar, and if you deal with candida, albicans, It's very restrictive in what you can eat. And the King diet is that way. It is very restrictive. And when you have sugar in your bloodstream, whether it be from the foods you've eaten that have quickly converted into sugar, or the cortisol dumping it into your bloodstream, you've activated the parasites. You've made them very happy. You have made them so happy. So we want to do what we can do to reverse that process. It's the fight or flight. It's the and even though there's nothing for you to physically fight or run away from, sure, you can pack up and fly off 3,000 miles and get a hotel room someplace else. Well, you've taken them with you. You'll have your hotel room infested within a few hours, and because until you are on the diet and get them cleaned out of your body, you are a walking, talking, breathing machine. They go with you everywhere. So managing stress can be an important aspect to getting your life back from skin parasites, including Morgellons. One lady got kind of upset with me because, I always write, get your life back from Morgellons and other skin parasites, and she wrote me and said, but Morgellons isn't a parasite. Well, she's correct. Morgellons is not a parasite. But Morgellons has the ability to parasitize. And I said to her, well, it's sort of like writing Columbella and other mites. Columbella is not a mite, it's an arthropod. But so we're talking about two different things here. Morgellons is Morgellons, and it can parasitize a lot of different organisms. So how do we manage stress? Well, before we get into that, is anybody on the call that would like to share your nightmare and what you've gone through to get to us and find us? If so, you've got the phone number to call Chris or to call Robin or text her. What stress management technique do you think we should do today? We did breathing twice, right? Let's do tapping, perhaps.
Okay, that sounds good.
So we're going to go through stress management is something that you can do every day. Now, people, the lady I was hoping was going to call in was sharing that she uses meditation and yoga. Phenomenal, fantastic. But many of us, that's a little, maybe something simpler, maybe something easier. I'm not too good at bending my body, and then meditating, I get lost, and I don't know if I'm doing it right. So, maybe something simpler until I know how I'm to do the yoga and to do the meditation. So tapping is something that's very simple, very easy. And when you received the email that went out today, there were several attachments. There was the diet, always the diet, number one. Because none of this is of much value unless you are on that diet. That diet has to kick in. And when I say kick in, when the diet kicks in, you see, I always say don't try the diet, do the diet. Now let's go one step further. Don't try the diet, do the diet, and make it work. Because the diet is phenomenal, but making it work is the key. And you can be strict on the diet, and it may not be working because maybe you're making a mistake, or maybe there's some idiosyncrasy. Like we had a lady, her name is Andrea, call in and share that she could only have rice a certain time of day, for instance, and she learned that by keeping a diary. So she wrote down every time she ate something and noticed how she reacted 20 or 30 minutes later, and found that, yeah, rice she could have, but only a certain time of day. So make it work for you. Figure out how you can make it work for you, because when it works for you, it is phenomenal. You clean them out of your body, and you're no longer a walking, talking, breathing machine. So managing stress. You can do this anywhere. You can do it while you're watching television, the tapping technique. You can do it at a stop sign. You can do it while you're driving. You can do it sitting in the office. It doesn't take anything special to do it. You don't have to have a quiet place. You don't have to turn off the telephone. You don't have to, you can just do it anytime, anywhere. And Robin's going to take you through it, and there was a chart that went out with the update today that you can refer to it. And the beauty of us being recorded is that you can go back, because when I first heard the instructions, I wasn't doing it right. But when I watched Robin do it, and Claudia, who introduced it to us several months ago, I could understand why it worked, how it works, and how to do it. So Robin's going to take you through the experience, and if you have any questions about it, watch the video. And by the way, I would like everybody to subscribe. We YouTube, the more subscribers we have, the better our standing, and the more hours you watch, the better our standing. So we appreciate that. And I think just about everything we do is jam-packed with information from a different point of view and a different angle almost every week, even though sometimes we may discuss the same subject every week. Okay, Robin, let's do tapping.
Okay, so the first thing I want you guys to do is think about the things that are stressing you out and pick one of them, and then rate it on a scale of 0, which is no stress, to 10, which is massive amounts of stress. And we're going to try to lower that number. Okay? We are going to use our 2 fingers on each hand, our pointer and middle fingers, and we're going to tap on the top of our head, above our eyebrows, on the side of our eyes, under our eyes, under our nose, our chin, and under our neck, and then we're going to rub there. And while we tap, I'm going to say certain things, and I want you to repeat them. You can say them out loud or in your mind, okay? But everyone get that one thing that's really stressing you. And you can do this multiple times and lower that number more and more. And you can do it with, different things that are stressing you. So I'm assuming everyone has the one thing they want to lower the stress about. I definitely do. Okay, so we're going to tap on the top of our head. It's about 7 to 10 taps each time, okay? And the first thing we do, the first tap is like a karate chop, which you can do on your arm or you can do on the edge of a piece of furniture very gently. Okay, so we're going to start with the karate chop, and I want you to tap with that, and I'm going to say, this situation is really challenging, but I'm going to love and respect myself in the midst of it. And now we're going to tap on the top of our heads, and we're going to say, it really stinks, but I'm going to love and respect myself in the middle of it. And above our eyes, I don't know what will happen, but I am going to love and respect myself in the middle of it. On the side, I deserve love and respect, especially from myself. Under my eyes, I'm so grateful that I can love and respect myself no matter what happens, even though this stinks. Under my nose, tap and breathe. Your chin. I don't know if the situation will change, but I'm going to love and respect myself in the middle of it. And right below your neck. And then right there, just rub for a couple of minutes. It should be a little sore. And then, if you have water nearby, take a deep breath, cleansing breath, and a cleansing drink of water.
Yeah.
So mine went from a 10 to a 7. That was pretty good.
That's great. Better yet, some Sisters tea. Sisters tea is amazing.
Sisters tea.
Somebody emailed me a link about someone else on YouTube talking about how phenomenal Sisters Tea is and breaking up biofilm.
Right. I know.
Biofilm. Yeah, and who doesn't have biofilm? Lyme disease,
Right.
Morgellons, it's all biofilm. In addition to using our kinase enzymes, which also target biofilm. Yeah. So if anyone would like to share your experiences, please text Chris or call Robin or text Robin. Anyone? So tapping is something that's very easy to do, as you've just gone through. Watch the video to make sure you're doing it right. You can do it at a stop sign. Deep breathing is also...
Your eyes.
What's that?
Don't close your eyes in the car.
Oh, that's true. Don't close your eyes, yes. We do deep breathing as an alternative. Now, deep breathing is not the best for everybody, particularly those who are prone to anxiety issues or panic and agoraphobia. Tapping is much better for them, for everybody.
Yes.
Nobody would like to share or
there
ask
is
questions?
someone. I'm just sending her number to Chris so he can unmute her.
Okay.
Okay. And Jen would like to share, so hopefully Chris is going to unmute her in a minute.
Great.
I want to say about Sisters Tea, I use a French press, a coffee press for loose tea, and I mix cistus and the dandelion tea from your store, Richard, and peppermint tea, and sometimes black tea if I need a little kick, and I make a big pot of it that way. It's so
wow.
easy.
Yeah. That sounds great, yes.
And then I drink it all day.
And by the way, the teas are available in our store. We do not recommend buying teas from grocery stores because we want all the profits. We want you to buy from us.
No, because you don't know what those natural ingredients are.
Right. Man, you go buy these teas from the store, they got all kinds of ingredients. They're going to make you itch. I even once went to a tea place, a place where they just sell teas. And that stuff flipped me out when I was infected by it. Did Chris get her number? Chris, did you get her number?
Not.
Maybe we should figure out a way to put the numbers up while we're talking as a background on the screen. But not everybody's on the screen. That doesn't work. Okay. Silly me. Chris, did you get the lady's number? Chris?
I don't see her. I don't see that number. I don't see that number you sent me, Robin.
Oh, I typed it wrong. That's why. Let me try again. Hold on. I'm just going to copy it. No.
Just give me the 4 digits number now. Just the 4.
Just give it,
4 last digits?
Yeah.
Okay. It's 4422.
Okay. Okay, 4422 is open.
Hello.
So Jen, you can speak.
Hello, Richard. Hi, Robin.
Hi.
Hello, Chris. I want to say hello to everybody out there. My question is just regarding the pandemic, just the vaccine. I know that I'm going to be asking my primary doctor about this, but I'm really sort of just kind of stressing out about whether to take the vaccine and what, and with Morgellons and chronic Lyme disease, because I have both. So I got kind of double whammies going on, and I'm not sure, so I'm a little worried because some of my healthy friends already have taken the vaccine, and it put them down for the count. So
well, when you say the count, you mean a day or two, a week, what?
Oh yeah, it put them down for just a couple of days.
Right, but that means that it's building your immune system up, and it has nothing to do with Morgellons or Lyme. It's like getting, I would highly recommend getting the vaccine unless you've had a life-threatening allergic reaction to something like antibiotics. And then you could get the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, which has had no anaphylactic reactions. But
so if you're put down for 2 days versus how many days were you down, Robin, with the disease?
I was down like over 88 days in bed, unable to do anything with the virus. So, and everything they're saying is if you have that kind of reaction to the vaccine, it means your body's building super antibodies.
Okay. I'm sorry, Robin, that happened to you. I appreciate the response. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah.